Welcome, everybody. How are you today? Make sure you pop in the comments where you are tuning in from. I'm Sally Arkell-Boles, and I am so excited to be with you today because we're going to be talking about the Aligned Business Summit. And here comes Amanda. I'm just going to pop her into the stage. There she is.
Hello. I'm here.
You made it. The tech issues have been resolved.
Yeah. Just in time.
Just in time. So I was just doing an introduction about our Aligned Business Summit. And this one is really tailored for those heart-centered entrepreneurs. And so, Amanda, maybe you can talk a little bit about why we chose to really focus on the heart-centered entrepreneurs with this summit that's coming up October 22nd to October 24th.
Well, the main reason we've wanted to focus on heart-centered entrepreneurs is we just felt that, especially over this last year, some of us have been facing challenges. And there's also a lot of us out there that have been very visible and doing exceptionally well. So we wanted to get everyone into the same successful slipstream. And when you get a group of successful entrepreneurs together who want to share their message and also want to share their tips and strategies for making sure that you can get to more people. Most of us that are heart-centered have this deep burning message and passion to get out there and share our gifts and our specific strategies with the world. So we wanted to create a platform and a space for all of us to do that. So that was the thinking behind. And we have specific people that we've invited to the conference that have just such a wealth of knowledge. Most of us are over 21. So
really?
Most of us are over 21. And we have a wealth of knowledge to be able to share what has worked for us. And on top of that, I think many of us that are speakers have also done the chasing money, the chasing clients and things not working. We've been there, seen it, done it, got the t-shirt. And we want you to avoid those mistakes. We want you to get into that place where you are passionate about what you're doing, because in the entrepreneurial journey is not so easy. It's actually ups and downs. So you have to have the emotional wherewithal to do that. And if you have something that you're deeply passionate about and you see the results of what you're offering, then people are going to come to and you're going to feel it. So I know for me, I've done Amazon businesses, I've done hustling, I've done sales, the works. But the last few years, I've focused very much on how can I get someone through the invisible blocks, what really holds us back. And when we get out of our way and we feel aligned and we're in that passion for something that we are doing and serving people, then you're just a beacon. And I've built a practice where I am now, literally on word of mouth, by being who I am, standing in my power and allowing my message to come through. And people just resonate with it. They will find you, they will connect with you, they'll see you on a conference or a summit like this, and they'll just feel that they need to work with you. So when you're in that space, it's just a lot easier than when you're struggling and you're doing something that doesn't please you because it's a marketing thing. A marketing person told you to do it, but it doesn't feel right. It feels icky. Then you've got to do what feels right. And we're very lucky now. We have mostly educational based marketing because people don't like the hard sell anymore. It just doesn't work. Right. You need to be you. You need to share who you are with the information that you want to share with people. And then they'll be interested in your programs or your services or whatever you have to offer. So it's about being who you are and sharing that message with the educational based marketing. And I'm very pleased to say we have Jen. I want to pronounce your name right now. Corcoran.
Yeah, Corcoran, yeah.
Corcoran, just checking. We have Corcoran today she is amazing. She is an expert on LinkedIn and she's been helping us in the background as well, make sure that we're keeping everything up and running and crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's. So thank you, Jen, for all your help. We appreciate it. So Sally, have you already introduced yourself, by the way? Have you already introduced yourself?
I'm trying to figure out which one I should be on here. Jen, do you have any idea of which one we should be on so we're all shared, or is it the... Because I could be playing around with this.
Yeah, because I usually don't do with like two people, so I'm not sure actually.
Yeah.
So, but it looks good on mine.
Okay, it looks good. Okay, perfect. Well, I'm excited that Jen's joining us not only on the summit, but today to really talk about the people that she is here to serve in this particular summit. Now, Jen and I have known each other for a few years, and if you're ever interested in anything LinkedIn, you must connect with Jen Corcoran. She is just such a genuine person, and she's just so helpful to anybody and everybody. And she's just been a gem for Amanda and I throughout this whole process, because she's got so much experience in summits for years that she's been doing it. And she's an award winner for her work that she does. But I really wanted you, Jen, to just sort of give your perspective on what you're seeing in the marketplace today for our heart-centered entrepreneurs, and why it was important for you to be able to be a part of this summit.
Yeah, and I must apologize. I was a little bit late, so sorry. I was having tech issues. Not so much StreamYard or LinkedIn, but more my Mac. So I'm here now. So thank you. I think the word aligned like really spoke to me. So when you reached out, and Amanda, I was like, I think as an empath and also an introvert and a HSP, highly sensitive people, a person, like, it's all about being in alignment and in integrity for me, because Amanda mentioned like the word hustle and all, and you know, that is just my idea of hell, having to hustle. And I think marketing has massively changed over the last 10 years or so. And before that, it was all the kind of bro marketing and the hustle hype, whereas people are becoming more conscious online, and we're a lot more savvy online, and we want to be treated like a human pet, you know, human being. And you really, I think to reach the right people, you need to do business in a certain way. And yeah, as an empath, and I'm sure you support relate ladies, like that hustle kind of bro marketing vibe just doesn't work for me at all, and it doesn't work for a lot of people. So what worked like 10 years ago was massively changed, and I think marketing is a lot more human centric than it was before, and all about connecting with the person and building a relationship, as opposed to just kind of blah 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 at them.
Yep. Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I think there's been a big shift even in the last 2 years, where people have really changed from that sort of post-COVID time where we could make a sale with ease because people had to go online, to now being in competition, not only with live events or different things going on in your community, but also being online. And a lot of us still market online because of the market that we're working with across the globe. Jen's in the UK, Amanda's in Mexico, I'm in Canada. So even the three of us are all in different parts of the world, but we've all become connected through our common connections. And it's that alignment that we've found that's really allowed us to be able to put this summit together. But I loved what you were saying, Jen, about the marketing's changed. So as a highly sensitive or introvert or anything along that type of line, most of our heart-centered people that are going to be joining us, the heart-centered women, is that they're really feeling icky with the marketing piece. So what's your take on that? And what are you going to be able to share with the audience about how to be avoiding that uncomfortable feeling when we're marketing ourselves?
Yeah, in the summer, I'll definitely be showing like my approach to LinkedIn, which is very much a holistic approach, and what I've learned really by trial and error over the years, that what works for me and feels good and an integrity versus hustling, and what gives me confidence to show up. Because as an empath and an introvert and a HSP, I can't just do it. I have to feel aligned. So it's my framework, but it's based on probably being on LinkedIn 10 to 15 years, and what I've learned feels good for me and what feels gross. That's the best way to describe it. And you don't have to be an introvert. I think if you're a fellow empath, it will make sense, because a lot of us can't just do it like a lot of the marketing tells you. Just do it, just post. It's like, no, we need to really connect to why we're doing it. We need to be intentional, and we need to go back to our why, and we need to feel good, because if we don't feel good, we're not going to put ourselves out there, or we'll put ourselves out there and we won't repeat it because it won't felt nice. So it's not gonna, I think a lot of people on LinkedIn have been taught to do things that don't feel nice, and it's why they say they hate LinkedIn. And it's a shame, but hopefully this will change a lot of people's opinions, because you can have success on LinkedIn by being different and doing LinkedIn in a different way to what you're hearing. And a lot of what you're hearing on the home feed it works for certain types of people, but it doesn't work for everyone. So we're all different. So it's really about finding what works for you. And that's why I'm really excited to be part of the summit, because we're all different. You know, what works for one business owner is not going to work for another. All our businesses are different, our personalities are different, our energy is different, our offerings different. So I think it's really great that you're putting on this type of summit, because I certainly didn't see anything like this when I started nearly 8 years ago. It was all just, this is how you do business. And it's only really over the last few years I've kind of burnt out, or thought, you know, this doesn't feel good to me and I'm not doing this anymore. And you kind of beat yourself up thinking, well, why isn't this working for me? Because it seems to be working for this person and that person. But yeah, you figure it out like over time that you're a different type of person, so you need a different type of approach.
Right. I especially noticed that when I left the corporate world. I actually stepped away from LinkedIn for about a year because it was just, I didn't want to be in that stuffy environment anymore, or what I thought, you know, I had to show up as, and I was regulated on what I could post by the organization. So it's like, I don't want to be in that control. I don't want to feel that way, that I have to be someone's watching me and telling me I can and can't do things a certain way. So it took me about a year after I left corporate to actually step my toe into LinkedIn and discover people like Jen and Amanda that really I saw a whole different perspective on marketing your business. So yeah, I think that really opened me up. And I know, Jen, you were really instrumental in assisting me when you had some posts up in one of your groups about, you know, if you want to align with somebody, if you want to network with somebody, if you have a podcast, if you have a newsletter, if you have something you want to do a LinkedIn Live with somebody, then put that in there and see who comes. I built my podcast because of advice from Jen and her group. So Jen is just a superstar as far as helping you to be able to grow your business in a really authentic way and something that feels good for you. So it didn't feel obtrusive that I was doing that. The people that were there were wanting to be on my podcast, and I was wanting to start my podcast. So those types of things were really instrumental in me getting to feel comfortable in actually stepping back into this environment and social media overall, because I saw the people doing the dances and I don't want to do dances on Reels, right? I didn't want to do those things. I wanted to learn how to be authentic and how to actually show up as myself. And I know Amanda does the same thing. So Amanda, do you have anything else to add to what Jen's talking about today?
Well, I should put my husband on this call, because we've both been on LinkedIn. We had we're having our 16-year LinkedIn anniversary on the 24th of October, which is the last day of the conference. But I just, I'm like you, I was a Facebook girl. I got a lot of my business, a lot of my clients are in Facebook. And my husband has been on LinkedIn. He is in real estate, so he's got a different kind of animal. And he's just bringing me breakfast right now. Thank you, darling. Thank you, darling. And he's been saying for years, you must be on LinkedIn. You must be on LinkedIn. So about a year and a half ago, he manages most of my LinkedIn for me. And he just said, you've got to do lives, Amanda. You've really got to do lives. Mm-hmm. And I've seen recently that really is the case. I was camera shy, but just got over it and thought I have to get this message out that people can, like Jen and Sally are saying, you can be yourself. You can do business as yourself. And people will feel your energy. A lot of it is about your energy, whether people believe that or not. It's physics. So you have to just get out there in the way that you want. I'm getting used to the camera again. I used to love it, but I had children and just stepped away. So now I'm really in LinkedIn a lot. I'm doing outreach in LinkedIn and just connecting with people and making authentic connections. And I'm just finding that it is more professional generally than Facebook. So I've had some success with connecting with amazing other people that are on there. And it's still a learning curve for me. There's still a lot of things to learn with LinkedIn. And I've been grateful that my husband has nudged me that way the last year and a half, because it has been a great place to, get more exposure and to serve and to give information in all kinds of different ways. So, it's been great.
I think a lot of people will feel the same as you two ladies about that shift from corporate. And I know I felt that at the start. So I think it's just about kind of embracing it with different eyes. And I totally get that kind of, I know for the first year or so after I left my job, that fear of judgment from ex-colleagues, because they're going to be checking me out. But I think most people are busy in their own day-to-day life, that they're really not that bothered about us. It's more in our heads. And I think, like you said, Amanda, just embracing the camera and getting over it. I think just in general on LinkedIn, you kind of have to get over yourself to really enjoy it and to get the most out of it. And I know it is hard for anyone listening to smash through the comfort zone. It always is. But that's where the magic happens. And, you know, LinkedIn's what you make of it. Of course, it's going to be stuffy if you're connected to stuffy people or you're following stuffy people. When you stop kind of following content that doesn't resonate and you're actually connected to people who are similar to you or like minds or doing things that you really admire and, you know, light you up, your whole experience on LinkedIn is going to change. Because my experience on corporate, I did enjoy it when I was on corporate, but obviously I wasn't selling. So there was a lot of the stuff that I do the same as when I was on corporate, but now you have to factor in the social selling aspect. But I think it's all to do with who you're connected to and who.
The other thing I've noticed just on that note, Jen, because I approach, obviously, my market is heart-centered female entrepreneurs and wellness practitioners. So I'm going through using Sales Navigator, which I know isn't 100% necessary because my husband really could have done the job for me. But I thought I'd try it because for some people, you do get 2 months free. So that was worth me trying. But the other reason I didn't like LinkedIn so much, especially going from that real businesswoman to slightly more spiritual, because I branched the spiritual and the business together because they work so well. Because unless you've got that spiritual, emotional side sorted, it's very hard to be and get to the level of success that you want. So I've seen a big change in the last 5 years because, you know, 10 years ago, you wouldn't have seen a spiritual activator, business alchemist, and all these kind of very colorful descriptions in the LinkedIn bio. And that's changed a lot as well. So I felt more comfortable going on there and being myself, because before it was very business orientated and it was like I didn't think I fitted into the LinkedIn mold. But now I feel very safe and just saying this is exactly what I do. I help spiritual entrepreneurs be more of who they are and attract what they want. And you can say that in your bio now, and no one really blinks or thinks it's different.
The right people will like it and the wrong people will hate it, and that's fine because you want to attract the right people and repel the wrong. So
exactly,
there's a lot of our people online, but they're hiding and they're thinking LinkedIn isn't for them and they're lurking. So there's about 1 billion people on there. Like, our people are definitely on there, so it's just kind of a case of calling them out. And they will slowly come out. They are slowly coming out of the woodwork, but they're definitely on there. But sadly, it's like 90% of all LinkedIn users really are lurking in general because they have that kind of professional kind of hang up in their heads. Like, but at the end of the day, like, it's just a communication tool. I think people overthink it. You know, it's just a way of getting your message out there. Actually, LinkedIn built LinkedIn for you to connect and create opportunities in your career or business. So it's kind of like, why wouldn't you lean into that? You know, I think so many people, including myself in the past, do overthink it. And I think once you stop overthinking it and kind of going, oh, this is a tool I can use for free and actually connect with people that I can collaborate with, and I can find some clients and I can meet some really interesting people from around the world, then everything changes. But yeah, mindset is the first thing, because a lot of people think they have LinkedIn problems, but it's really a mindset problem or a visibility problem. But once you get over that, then it's like, it's just amazing.
There's so many moving parts as well. I mean, you and Sally have taught me that, look, use this bit of LinkedIn, use this bit. And then I looked at somebody else that was doing something really good on LinkedIn. And I forgot to use the featured part where you can put links for your things. And I'm like, I've got lead magnets. I've got so many lead magnets. I should just be putting them in featured so people can get my lead magnets and I can connect with them that way as well without sending them to a landing page and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm actually very passionate about LinkedIn now. I've gone from to enjoying it. I've also noticed that Dania has joined us.
Hi, Dania. Welcome.
Hi, Dania. We're talking about LinkedIn, but just introduce yourself to the audience. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're going to talk about on the summit, Dania.
Yes. Hi, I'm Dania Manzi. I'm originally from Canada, living now in Mexico. And I'm going to be talking about how marriage is actually so connected to the business world, because we are so familiar with how we need to prepare if we're starting a new business, but we're so unaware of how to prepare when we're starting a new marriage. And it's basically the same steps, but people are just uncomfortable. They still have very old views of what marriage should be and what it is and what's its purpose and what it means to them. So this is what I'm passionate about, sending the word out there so that people have a better understanding and that and empower them to know that they are in control of their lives. And if they just go ahead and make a great plan, their marriage is more secure than without one.
Yeah. And so I think, as you're talking about that, Danya, I know there's a lot of our aligned entrepreneurs, the ones that are really empathetic, that we've talked about a little bit with Jen, that really are looking for sort of that guiding light to be able to say, is it okay? Is it okay for me to make a shift? Is it okay for me to make a change within my relationship to make it stronger at this stage of my life? And what can I do to be able to grow that? And I think that's really the essence of what I'm hearing you talking about as far as what you're going to be presenting. And there's so many people out there that are in that comparitis to what they're seeing other people show up as this loving couple online, creating all this success. And yet there's something missing still, but we're thinking that's what we should be like. So I think that what you're going to be talking about is really going to resonate with a lot of the attendees, because there is a lot of disruption happening in our relationships today, and also a lot of uncertainty about what the future holds. There's lots of things happening in the world today, and it's easy to get pulled down those rabbit holes and really feel that, what else is it that I need to do, and how can I shift within my own relationships to really empower that to be able to move forward to create the life that we want to create. So I'm really excited that you're going to be joining us as well on the summit. Now, Amanda, do you want to tell us a little bit about the dates and the times for the summit and what people can do to register?
Yes, the summit is obviously happening on Tuesday, the 22nd of October through to Thursday, the 24th. And I believe it's starting at 11 a.m. Eastern, Sally?
10:45, but that's
10:45.
okay.
10:45.
That gives us time to get started.
10:45. We're just going to do a little kind of warm up for people. Sally's going to tell us some Halloween jokes. We're moving into
just
Halloween.
Just in a costume.
Yeah. We'll see if we can get some jokes in there. We want to try and keep it a little bit lighter and fun, because obviously when you're listening to all those people, we want to engage people and keep them on for as long as possible, for as long as they're tuning in. Mm-hmm. And we're going to be running from 10:45 in the morning to about, I think there's a couple of days where we go through to like 4:30, but mm-hmm. we're quite flexible because most of the interviews are going to be live. We are going to be flexible because sometimes you're going through those questions and you'll just hit on something that really resonates with the audience. Yes. So we'll explore that. So some talks might be a little bit longer, a little bit less, and we're having little breaks in between each of those talks. So you can go off and grab a cup of tea or whatever you need. But we are going all the way through for those 3 days. So do block those 3 days out for your calendar. And we do have 3 different ticket pricings. We have $1, which is the general admission. We have $27, which gives you access to all the videos after the summit finishes. And then we have the $97, which is the VIP Visionary. And with the VIP Visionary, you get a one-to-one with myself and Sally. You get some other goodies, which are really going to help you align your business. And for each of those ticket prices, do remember that our proceeds are going to 3 amazing charities. Hermana, which is a female entrepreneur trust, which is run in Mexico, and that gets lots of young and medium-aged ladies onto the business ladder with a grant. So Lisa was on LinkedIn. If you look at our channels, Lisa was interviewed last Friday. She is a powerhouse. She is amazing. And we've also got Breath of Life. Michelle, we're going to be talking to her on Saturday, I believe. She helps less fortunate families get off that hamster wheel of things not being so great and teaches them how to basically manage money and nutrition a little bit better. And then we have Janet, who runs Leyendo. A lot of the schools in Mexico do not have enough money for books. So she works with expats and charities to make sure that we get funds for books going into those schools so the kids actually have some books to read. Mm-hmm. So your ticket is really going to 3 great causes. Plus you're getting 18 speakers with hundreds of years of experience altogether, and you're.
Oh my goodness!
You're very old.
See, I am 300 years old, so everybody else is under 30. I'm 300 years old. lots of years of experience. So don't miss it. Come and get the I don't want to use the word shortcuts, that sounds derogatory, but just get those tips on how you can avoid all the mistakes that we've made. And another phrase that's coming into my mind is we want to stand on the shoulders of giants so that we can get there faster in a much more aligned way and get to the people that need us. Whatever product and services we're offering, we're needed. So believe that, know it, and take notes throughout the whole conference. It's going to be really amazing. Look forward to having you.
Yeah, and it's also going to be a community that we have within a Facebook group. So there's going to be a lot of people in there that you get to connect with, and you'll probably find some very much like-minded people to be able to actually build your network with, or do things like Amanda and I did and created our own event, our own summit to be able to pull together. And we only met a few months ago. So you just never know who's going to pop up into your life and when that can lead you to something like this. But I am super excited about the 3 days that we have planned. Amanda will pop in the comments the link to be able to register for the conference. The early bird, like she said, is only $1 USD. So make sure you pop into that early bird right away, because you don't want to miss this event. This is going to really propel you forward to help you create the results before the end of the year that you set at the beginning of the year. I know a lot of people are still struggling to feel like they're going to be able to achieve their goals that they set out. But what if you could exceed those? What if you could at least hit those or exceed because of the people that you aligned with on this summit? This is going to be for you. It's designed specifically for women entrepreneurs that are really heart-centered. And so everybody that we've invited to this summit is exactly like you, and at all different stages and all different sets of expertise to help you to be able to grow in your business, to feel confident, to feel that you are on top of your game, and to really serve those people that you choose to serve, because we all know you're very passionate. So Amanda and I are so excited, Jen and Danya, that you have joined us today to give us a little tidbit on what's going to be happening on the summit. And I think we gave more than a tidbit, so that's awesome. But it's going to be fabulous. Don't miss out. Make sure you join. If you have any questions whatsoever, reach out to any of us here on the call. We'd be happy to help you. And we'll put the link down below for you to join us on October 22nd to the 24th. Be there. We can't wait to see you all and have you part of our community. Thanks for joining today.
Thanks for having me, ladies.
Thanks, everyone. See you soon. Bye.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.